Welcome back! I'm Taylor, and this is my Chief Inspector Bandit. Today, we're shrinking down into a world of whimsy, or a world of chaos, depending on who you ask. We're building a 2-story Labubu forest, but stay alert. Bandit thinks they're up to no good. Let's start with our materials. We're starting with a pine wood shell for the Nook structure. For the walls, I'm using the Fairy Forest craft paper pad for a stunning and whimsical background. We're also going to use some balsa wood, air dry clay, brown paint and a paintbrush, twine, colored markers, craft moss, some real tree bark, LED fairy lights, and hot glue. As always, I got all of my materials from Michael's craft stores. Check out the links below for exactly what I used, templates, some alternative options, and more. Every forest needs depth, so we're starting with this fanciful paper background. We're going to go ahead and take our Nook shell, the paper background, and glue that in. Gluing the paper like this gives it a nice rounded background to the back so it really looks three-dimensional. Next, we're going to take a piece of balsa wood and we're going to add a second floor there. By adding a second floor, we create 2 separate scenes to play with. The dark forest floor for our tie-dye Labubu, and the canopy above for our bonfire Labubu. So we're going to take a piece of balsa wood we have and we're going to carve it into an arc so it fits within the paper background. Oh wow, that fits perfect. Next, we're going to take the balsa wood that we just cut and we're going to cut a little rectangle for a little trapdoor for a ladder. There we go. I'm going to place the balsa wood just below that little opening in the paper so it doesn't block it. And then we're gonna go ahead and hot glue that piece in. Perfect. The heart of this nook is a massive mystical tree. I'm using air dry clay to bridge the levels, making it feel organic and connected. Once sculpted and carved, I'm painting it with a deep brown color, followed by brush strokes of other brown pigments to really make that bark texture pop. Start by taking a generous amount of air dry clay, roll it into a thick tapered cylinder to form the main trunk. Next, roll out smaller coils for the limbs. When attaching those to the trunk, make sure to smooth the junctions where the limbs meet the trunk. Taper the ends of the branches to a point to keep the scale looking realistic. Grab a needle tool, or even a straightened paper clip. Drag the point through the clay to create the bark texture, and cut it in half. And then we're going to take the bottom half of the trunk, and we're going to position that into the bottom half of the nook towards the back. And then same thing with the top half, we're going to take that and make sure that we position that so it looks like the tree is growing right through the nook. So you have an option at this point. You can either hot glue your tree into the nook and then paint it while it's in the nook, or you can paint it before you put it in the nook. I'm choosing to paint it before I put it in the nook to really make sure that I get all the nooks and crannies, but either way works. Before we reach for the brushes, patience is key. Make sure your air dry clay is completely dry to the touch. Start with a solid base coat of a medium chocolate brown paint. Ensure you've worked the paint into all those deep grooves and knots we've textured earlier. So now that we have our tree pretty much painted, we're going to go ahead and hot glue that into the nook shell to make it really look like the tree is coming right through the second floor. Oh, that looks so cool. What's in there? What's in there? Nothing for you. Say no thank you, Mama. To get to the canopy, our Labubus need a ladder. Let's make one out of twine to hang down from the little trapdoor. What do you think? So we're just gonna go ahead and hot glue that so it leads from one floor to the other. There we go. To finish the look, I'm layering different tones and textures of moss on the forest and canopy floors, as well as attaching it to the tree to make it look alive. It softens the transitions and brings that lush, overgrown forest vibe to life. I'm using a quick hack for the bonfire. Sculpted hot glue. I think this is such a fun way to make a bonfire. Once it dries, you can attach each tendril, and then a few strokes of permanent marker give it a translucent, glowing effect that looks amazing when the lights are on. Tiny fire. To really bring the magic to life, I'm wrapping the fairy lights in a small bundle for the bonfire and the canopy, and then running the remainder of them around the border of the nook with a small detour to give the bottom floor a little light too. This framing creates a natural spotlight for our forest floors and ensures we can see every detail of the Labubu's lair. We don't want to see all the wires, so I'm using strips of real tree bark I found in my backyard to create a natural frame. It hides the fairy light strand perfectly, while making the whole nook feel like a secret world inside a massive oak tree. We're going to go ahead and glue the little fire onto that little bundle of lights that we had set up. So it looks like a real bonfire lit. Oh my god, that's cool. I've taken some brown clay and I've sculpted 2 little logs that I'm now putting in front of the lights and in front of the bonfire. Now, for the stars of the show, we have an earthy brown Labubu focused on his toasted marshmallow and a wild tie-dye one tucked away on the bottom floor, looking at us with that iconic mischievous energy. Let's start with the face for our Labubu. Roll out a sphere and press in 2 small white discs for the eyes, pupils, a mischievous smile, and some eyelids. Add a tiny spot for the button nose. For Labubu's iconic mischievous grin, add those sharp little teeth. Add a coil of brown clay around the Labubu's face. For the ears, shape several long coils, flattened and layered atop each other. Shape a rounded pear-like form for the body. Roll out 4 smaller segments for the arms and legs. Keep the limbs relatively short and stout to match the character's signature proportions. Don't forget to add the cute little hands and feet. Using a needle tool or a paper clip, use short, rapid flicking motions across the entire surface of the clay. This texture is what transforms the smooth clay into a character that looks soft to the touch. I've given the brown Labubu a little toasted marshmallow on a stick. That way he can enjoy his bonfire. And there it is, a forest sanctuary for our favorite little troublemakers. The Bandit-Approved Labubu Book Nook is officially complete. If you want the templates for this build, check the link in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on our next Book Nook build. Bye!